and welcome to a Hero Arts video with Lucy Abrams. Today I'm going to show you how I created this card using some background stamps from Hero Arts. Now I've taken two lovely background stamps, the Be Jolly stamp and the Aspen Festive Ornament stamp, and I've actually committed stamp crime because what I decided is I wanted to just use a couple of smaller elements from these two stamps rather than using the stamps as a whole. So I've decided to cut out that soldier. Now, I love background stamps and I use them a lot, but on this instance I thought I really love all these separate elements and I'm going to cut them up. So I've just taken some really sharp scissors and I've cut through the rubber and ended up just with that single ornament. I could always slot him back into place if I wanted to use the background as a whole. I also wanted that Merry Christmas sentiment, and again just use my very sharp scissors and just chop it up. I think this background is a gorgeous stamp, but I want to use all those elements separately. Look how many wonderful sentiments you've got there. So I decided just to go for it, chop it up, and see how many different sentiments I would use on my Christmas cards this year. So a little bit fiddly this one because there's a tiny Christmas tree to chop round, but I chopped it up. Then I took that soldier stamp from the Aspen Festive Ornaments and I stamped him 5 times onto some red cardstock. He's going to be the basis for my soldier. I haven't used that wet cement ink actually. I don't know why it's there. I actually used just some black ink. So I hope that doesn't confuse you. And then I stamped him 5 times on white cardstock too. And then it was just a case of trimming my soldier out. So I cut up the 5 red soldiers with doing a bit of fussy cutting. Took a little bit of time, but I think the overall effect is worth it when you're making special handmade cards for special people. The legs were definitely the fiddliest bit to do. Really sharp scissors are definitely the my key tip. And then I've taken the white soldiers and I've just wanted to use just a couple of elements from them. First thing is the boots. So I've cut up those boots. Just moving the paper instead of the scissors. I've cut that X in the middle and then I've cut the hat as well and the face. Those were the bits I wanted in white. Then I've just paper pieced the soldiers together. I used double-sided tape, but in retrospect I think probably glossy accents would have been easier. This was really rather fiddly. And I've just put the tape on and then adhered the boots the right way up to the soldier. I like the little pop of white there, it makes it look like the boots are shining. Then the same with that X in the middle of the soldier's uniform. And finally I've just adhered on that his face and hat. And I've repeated the process with all 5 of my soldiers. And here you can see sort of him up close. Now to hang my ornaments I've actually used some really pretty silver thread. I've just looped it up 3 or 4 times. And then I've just used some double-sided tape just to secure that onto the back. And there I've got my ornament ready to hang from my card. I used a small silver metallic decor gem there to at the top as the sort of the bit to cover the thread to make it look like it's hanging from that dot. I then later added a large metallic decor dot into the middle of the X on the soldiers. So there are my 5 soldiers ready to hang. So now I've got my sentiment, that sentiment Merry Christmas from the Be Jolly set. So I'm lining it up really carefully to make sure that it's straight. And I'm going to try it out on some scrap paper first. So once you've got it lined straight, then just go ahead and stamp it onto your card. And then arrange your ornaments. I started off thinking I wanted these straight, and then when I saw them I actually changed my mind and decided I wanted them hanging a bit wonky. Gave it a bit more interest, I thought. And then I've just stuck them down, each of them again with my Scotch tape. Lining them up carefully trying to get an equal gap. And then all you're left with is all that thread, and all I've done is stuck it behind the craft cardstock with some tape. Really simple, and it creates a really nice effect, like they're hanging there from the card. Sorry, I cut it off the screen there, but I'm just sticking it down, and I'm going to repeat the process with all 5. And there you have the lovely hanging ornaments. And all I've done then is to stick that panel to a white piece of white layering paper folded in half, added that metallic decor, and the card's finished. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video.